Hello there, this is our fiction story, right? One of many tools we have on the Skillfusion website. Start it off, so you just put in an idea. Okay, so it's made using our free tool maker that's on the site. It's like a block-based tool builder, as you can see here. It just kind of runs through different blocks. The prompt blocks talk to the AI, question blocks expect you, the user, to put in some input. We have a few other blocks as well, which I'll go through when we get there. Basically, this will let you write a fiction book of pretty much any length. It's about 5,000 words roughly per chapter. So if you choose like 12 chapters, that would be a 60,000 word book, which is a fairly average book. And you may want to do a shorter one the first time you use it, just to get an idea how it works and stuff like that. The two on the site run on credits, which pays for the API, but we're giving everyone some free credits at the moment when they sign up. So it's on the first bit. It's come up with an idea for the story. Now with this, most of these blocks you can edit them, so you can kind of pause it at any point, edit it, so I could change the more detailed idea for the story if I wanted to. Or you can just do respin and the AI will have another go. If it hits any errors, so if you get an OpenAI error about them being busy or whatever, just wait like 1 minute and then try it again, it'll resume. There's a title for it, again you can change that and that'll kind of influence the book and things like that. I'm just going to do a very small book for now, just for this video. But so it asks you how many chapters, it asks you how many characters you want. It will plan the characters here, so that will go up with like names and descriptions of characters. That's the kind of help keep the AI on track, so it doesn't. We use the 12,000 word model and we put all the scene plans into every prompt to help it keep track of what's going on in the story. And that's kind of what makes it possible to write a story that's like quite a decent length. This tool works by going in a loop, so you'll see. Just put in how many chapters first. You'll see in a moment. So it goes through, it does all of like the first chapter, and then gets to an if block, checks if it's finished, and if it's not finished, if it's got more chapters to write still, it kind of skips all the way back to block 12, where it'll carry on writing the next chapter. It just does that. So if you've asked if 12 chapters, it'll loop through the whole thing 12 times, and each time it does it, it'll give you some ideas for the chapter which it's writing now. You get 3 ideas to choose from. So here's the characters. Again, you could pause it if you wanted to, edit this, just press update if you're editing it. Whatever changes you make, that will carry on throughout the book. So yeah, change the characters and things like that. There we go. So we got an error there. So yeah, again, we're waiting for OpenAI to give us more bandwidth. Well, applying for it and not hearing them back most of the time, but trying to get them to give us more. So every now and then you might just get like an error. But yeah, you can see it's worked now. So there's the ideas for the chapters. Again, it's another block that you can change if you want to. These blocks, so block 9 is where it will store the story. So as we're going through the loop and writing more and more, it will all kind of start to appear here. Block 11 is where it keeps track of the scene plans as well, so the plan for every scene that it writes. Here's the 3 ideas for this one, for this first chapter, so you can have a look at them. You choose the one you want, so I'll say let's go with idea 1, and then it will start to write that chapter. So every chapter is split into 2 scenes, and each scene has 3 parts. That way we can kind of make sure it's a decent length, because it always tends to write 800 words. So yeah, this is the plan for it's writing a plan now based on your chosen idea. So there's the plan for the 2 scenes. So this is like a short version of the plan, that this is what it will keep hold of in its memory to keep track of the story. And then it writes a more detailed plan, and then it goes and writes the actual chapter. So if it's halfway through it and then you change the plan, obviously it's going to go back and write that chapter again. And if you do get a prompt that hangs for like longer than it should, then yeah, you can cancel it and run it again. But it's better to wait normally. It does take a little while. Here you go. This gives you an idea of the writing styles. It's quite descriptive. I've asked it for a lot of kind of conversation between the characters and stuff like that. I've asked it to show, not tell as well, so actually demonstrate the storyline, the character traits, to improve the writing quality. And then within it, special request by one of the users, we get it to do a lot of descriptions within the first part of each scene, and try and do a lot of emotion within the second part, and then it gets a bit more free rein in the third part, and then same again for the second scene. And then it'll just ask you if you're ready to continue, so you can make any edits before you want to continue. Yeah, updates the story so far, and then you can see, then you go back block 12, where it'll go up with the 3 ideas for the next story, and then it'll ask you to choose them again. So yeah, you do have to kind of be at your computer still, supposed to kind of choose the ideas for each chapter. You can't just leave this one on autopilot. It gives you a good amount of control, and hopefully you can kind of influence the quality through that. Here we go. So it's finished that first chapter. It's actually about 5,000 words done. And it's just asking me if I want to continue. So any changes I want to make to the scenes, could do before that point. Obviously, you'll get the chance to edit it once the book's finished as well. I press continue there, checks where we're up to, and then tells me to go back to block 12. So we go back up to block 12, and then you can see it's coming up with the ideas for the next chapter, chapter 2. Here we go. So idea 1, idea 2, idea 3. So let's say I choose number 1. Save the answer, and it'll start writing that now. So yeah, it'll carry on like that. Right, chapter 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so we finished the second chapter, and then we're happy with all that. Again, continue again. It'll go through them. Go back to block 12 again, and start coming up with ideas for the next one. So yeah, I'll skip forward to the end now and show you the finished book. Here we go. It's doing the last part of the last scene of the last chapter. So hopefully this should be some kind of conclusion to the story. Here we go, so it's finished the story now. You can see it's kind of end of story type stuff there. Some kind of victory. And they're kind of almost there to be continued. So if I'm happy with that, press continue. And we'll add that to the book, but this time that was the last chapter. Okay, so I've just pasted the story into this word processor. We got about 17,000, so based on 5,000 a chapter, that would be 20,000, so not too far off. And there you go, that's the book. There's a download option there as well, so just download it in text, or you can just copy and paste it and edit it, and whatever you want to do with your book. Yeah, so I hope you found that useful. That's how I use the story writer. If you've got any questions, anything, let us know, or you're free to have a go making your own tools on the site, or try any other tools as well. Thank you. Goodbye.